welcome to the final day of Beyond Borders at Herald Global 2024. Over the past 2 days, we have heard inspiring stories from amazing speakers who have shown us what's possible when we think big and work together. Today is a special day. It's our chance to bring all those ideas together, connect with one another, and take the first step toward turning dreams into reality. Let's make this last day full of energy, creativity, and meaningful moments. Together, we can make it a day to remember. Welcome, and let's get started. On the final day of Huddle Global 2024, we will kick off with the first session, Scale to Canada, Canadian Market Access through Opportunities, New Brunswick with Debolina Mukherjee, Trade Commissioner at Opportunities NB, Government of New Brunswick, Canada. We are excited to welcome Ms. Mukherjee, who plays a key role in promoting international trade and economic growth. She will share valuable insights on how business can expand into the Canadian market through opportunities in New Brunswick. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Debolina Mukherjee to Huddle Global 2024.
Hello and good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful morning at Trivandrum, my first trip, and I only wish that I had a little more time to stay and explore the city, but I'll be back again. So thank you for joining me this morning. And thank you for that lovely introduction. So we will, delve a little bit into how we can support you in expanding and growing into the North American region. And we will also have a little perspective on how the market works in Canada. What are the support, the programs that we have to support your growth into the region, the North American region. And also we would love to hear from you. So let's make this an interactive session, and I hope I will be able to, answer all your questions. And yeah, so let's begin. So welcome to New Brunswick. New Brunswick is a province in Atlantic Canada. And for those of you, who have business interests in North American region, this is like a sweet spot for startups and the MSME companies. So this borders Maine and Boston. So this is right across the border of US. Literally, just about a bridge that kind of goes between US and New Brunswick. So let's take a virtual tour.
Build the business and life you've always imagined. Welcome to New Brunswick. Our vibrant and welcoming Canadian province boasts breathtaking coastlines, affordable living, and a thriving entrepreneurial business community. Our close-knit communities are home to global companies, and our world-class research universities breed innovation and startups. With first-class infrastructure, a time zone advantage, and export-friendly location, we're strategically situated to capitalize on world markets. Create your dream team with diverse and top-tier talent ready to make an impact. We'll connect you with decision makers and support you as you navigate running a business in a new country. More Indian companies are choosing New Brunswick than ever before. Join us.
Some common names from India we saw in that video. And also there is a lot of similarity between the state of Kerala and the province of New Brunswick. Both of them are maritime provinces. So there are large ports present in the province and beautiful, vibrant, innovators like you in both the geographies. The tech ecosystem is very, very vibrant and it's growing like in Kerala. And the startup ecosystem is also something that, which drives the province basically. So there also we do have a lot of similarity with the ecosystem in Kerala.
Bill
So this is how the location looks like. It's very strategically located. It's right across the border, as I said, from the east coast of US. And also, those of you who have business interest or clients in Europe, the time zone is such that you can service your clients both in the US and in the UK from New Brunswick within the same business day. And the connectivity with the flights, the rail, so it actually makes the province very accessible for your business development and your client relationship management into the North American region, and also to the mainland Canada. Those of you have would want to go and get your business development activities in the mainland Canada, to Quebec or to maybe to Ontario. So I mean, this is right in the borders of Quebec. Montreal is very, very near. It's like about half an hour from New Brunswick. So that also opens the door for you to have, your clients in the mainland Canada. These are a brief snapshot of our advantages. So this is, as I said, it's the province of New Brunswick is like a sweet spot for the startups and the MSMEs who has business in the North American region, because for one, the province is small, so that kind of makes it very agile. So for startups, I realized that the timeline for everything is yesterday. So we need to kind of work very fast with startups. So the agility of the province makes it possible for the startups to, for the files to move very fast. There is minimum red tapeism. You can reach the premier's office with a phone call. The universities, the whole ecosystem is available. So there is really a lot of connectivity and a lot of community-based, business sentiments that we have in New Brunswick. So our people are our strength. So there is a common, factor and issue which a lot of tech companies are facing in the region, which is attrition. So about 12 to 18 months, 15 months is like the average time span of, of an employee in the region, in the North American region, any trending North American country or a larger province in Canada. However, in New Brunswick, it's about 9 years. So that makes us, a preferred destination where larger companies like Tech Mahindra, HCL, so they have not just set up in the province, they have started growing in the sense that they have started hiring more people, because they could see there's a sense of stability in the in the whole employee setup that they have there. The infrastructure is growing, so there are a lot of hubs for every for every priority sector that we have. The whole ecosystem is present there. We do have a lot of multiplier organizations, a lot of accelerators and incubators in the province. So in the Silicon Valley, the Planet Hatch and Propel are few big names. So we do have them in the province to a large scale. So any organization that looks at, so what your priorities are, in case you would like to be incubated for the first couple of months and then probably test the waters and go deeper into it. So we do have a ready infrastructure for you to support. Our expertise, so we've been historically a tech-driven province. We drive cybersecurity, ICT, energy innovation, medtech. So these are some sectors where we are driving the growth in the province. And by very strong partnerships that we forge with the academia, with the larger corporates, in order to support the startup ecosystem. We spoke about it. So these are some numbers that you can see. So by the way, I mean, you would have been hearing about the French, the Francophone things going on, the issues going on in Canada, but New Brunswick is the only province in Canada which is bilingual. So you would need resources who speak English and French equally well. You'd have them in New Brunswick. Our infrastructure, it is, so as I said, you'd see a lot of similarities with Kerala. So it's a growing province, and there's always action somewhere. So the infrastructure is literally under development. So we do have ports which are ice-free ports, and they have been infrastructure development in those areas. There's a green energy hub which is being constructed as we speak, which is inside the port of Bellitoon. Then we do have the ecosystems like health and technology district, which is present in New Brunswick, that kind of opens up the whole ecosystem of tech startups, healthcare tech startups to be incubated there. So we spoke about the connectivity. It's very strategically located. Ice-free port, so Canada is, I mean, there is lot of snow around the year. So we do have a common belief that, businesses and, the shipments might get stuck because it is under the snow for more than 6 months. But then we're very happy to tell you that we have 2 round-the-year ice-free ports. So they kind of does not let the business get disrupted, and the shipments go out as usual for us into all the markets. There are 4 airports and 14 domestic destinations. So this all gives you an idea as to how nicely it is connected with Europe, with UK, with Germany, with North America, with mainland Canada. So the access is extremely well. And there are also the railways also, it plays a very, very crucial role. So it kind of connects US, Canada, Mexico, and also, the other parts, some parts of South America as well. So it is also very well connected with road and also by the highway. Time zone advantage. We spoke about this a little, so you can actually service your clients in US and UK within the same business day. These are some sectors. Even though we are sector agonistic in terms of our focus, but these are a few focus sectors that we work on. And you see ICT figures there, digital health, cybersecurity, agri-tech. So this is basically, today tech has, every sector is enabled by technology today. So there is no sector which is not touched upon by technology. So this kind of gives you an idea that how important tech is for us. And so it's not just, the focus is not just into economic development on the sectors. We also make sure that there is a kind of a global collaborations that we forge in these sectors and bring in all the support that our companies require, the New Brunswick companies require to grow. So when I say New Brunswick companies, it just doesn't mean the homegrown companies of New Brunswick in Canada. Any organization which has an office or has an entity in New Brunswick, be it an office or an incubation space as your registered address, is a New Brunswick company, and it opens up the whole gamut of support services that we have for all of you. Yeah. Well, this is the second biggest advantage. So cost optimization is always top of the charts when we talk about project management. So for each of you, for the larger corporates, every sector. So I think cost optimization is always there on the cards. So New Brunswick has, it has been voted, or rather there was a study, an independent study which was made by the KPMG. And New Brunswick has figured as the most cost competitive, the lowest cost province in the whole of North America. Not just Canada, in the whole of North American region. So Moncton and Fredericton are two cities of New Brunswick where we would majorly see the tech cohort of companies. So these are, the most cost optimized locations, the cities with the lowest cost of operations in whole of North America. And it's a substantial number. So anywhere between a 40 to 60% with a mainland Canadian city, and I mean, we are not even drawing a comparison with US. It will be definitely above 70%. Quality of life, it is very important for us to have a quality of life while we work, because we are a very family-oriented bunch, and New Brunswick, kind of echoes with that sentiment. The quality of life is wonderful. So in Trivandrum, I would not quote the traffic here because I travel from Bangalore. So comparatively, it's heaven, like 15 kilometers was 20 minutes, which was like traveling via magic carpet. That bit I would not really bring in, but for companies who are in capitals like in cities like Bangalore and Mumbai and New Delhi, this would definitely reckon to how they feel, because the quality of life is extremely high. There are no traffics, low crime rate, and the cost of housing is also extremely competitive. And there's a strong sense of belonging. So as I said, it's a very community and a very warm kind of atmosphere there, which, as Indians, I'm sure we would be able to kind of resonate to that. Affordable housing. Well, these are a few numbers. You can see that, there is not much of disparity between a large Indian city and the housing rates in Canada. Support mechanism. This is very important. So how do we make things happen for you? Navigate, grow, and export. So navigate is the first phase. So right now I'm talking to all of you. So this is a part of your navigation into the region. So we help you get all the required information, your market feasibility studies, the data that you require. We also give you a comparison. For example, if you're looking at Texas and a Canadian city. So we will work with you to build a business case and give you the complete information as to what are the advantages over what are the highs and lows. So a very, very neutral business case is what we will present to you once you kind of have 2 or 3 cities in mind that you want to choose as your preferred location, as your destination, and we will work with you to give you all the required information. We would also kind of host you in the province once you're there, set up meetings for you with the stakeholders, and help you get the experience, like a first-hand experience of how it would look like, how does the ecosystem or how does the business ecosystem in New Brunswick looks like. So that is all a part of Navigate. And then grow. So once you choose New Brunswick as your destination to set up, then we help you grow. We work as your HR. We source the talent that you require, the funding. So we try to make your first phase very, very economic. We understand that, as organizations, we would need some kind of support in the first year. So we try to make your operations as lean as possible. So we club different kind of programs, funding programs, get them to you. So one of them, we'll look later into the slides, but there are hiring programs where we kind of get you resources. The government pays for these resources for 1 year. Incubation space, complimentary or with a minimal cost. And also certain market access programs which we do for you, like connecting you with the different stakeholders in case raising funds, is something which is on your priority. So we would bring you to in front of the investors and work with you to get you the required support in terms of funding, in terms of those introductions that you would need in order for your business development with the, not just in the province, but also with the stakeholders or with your potential clients who are in government into the other provinces of New Brunswick, and also into the geographies of US and Europe. So we do have these market access programs which are completely complementary for the New Brunswick companies. Export is one, services and goods and commodities export. So this is a complementary support. We are the only province to provide you that export support on the papers. We give it to you in writing when you are setting up your entity in New Brunswick. And so we bring you to different platforms around the world and help you, source your clients there by doing these introductions on behalf of you as the Government of Canada and New Brunswick. ICT industries, so I think most of you are somewhere from the tech industry, so this would be of interest to you, I believe. Talent ecosystem, so this is our strength. We have companies who have come in, with a kind of apprehension that there would be a talent crunch in the North American region. But when they have come and established in the ecosystem and they've been there for like a year, they have decided to grow their presence. So we make sure that there's definitely the elephant in the room. So we do have a talent crunch in the region, of course, in Canada, because there would be some talent crunch across the country. But the way we put this across, we strategize and make sure that the companies do not get impacted with this. So the talent that you source from New Brunswick, the employees, they have they have a more sense of stability. So they stay with you for at least 8 to 9 years in an organization, which is maybe, the case in the Indian tier 2 and tier 3 cities, where the attrition rates would be relatively lower than the main cities. So that is one. Then we have very strong partnerships inside New Brunswick with the universities. The courses are focused on employability. So if quantum computing is something which is, and AI is the need of the hour, then the courses are attuned to meet the employability criteria of the companies who are in New Brunswick. So that's how we kind of make sure that the funnel is filled. We do forge international collaborations as well with the Harvard University. With Indian, we have collaborations with the Manipal and the IITs to kind of make sure that, there is a healthy talent pool present. Okay, now just a second, I think this somehow accidentally came in. Okay, so these are a few, tech initiatives that we have. So those of you who are into cyber security, so there's a very interesting, work which New Brunswick is doing. It's leading the cyber security innovation in Canada and in Atlantic Canada particularly. So the Cyber Center in Fredericton is a state-of-art facility with the whole cybersecurity industry, the ecosystem present, with about $37 million being invested in that, and it's still growing. So something for the cybersecurity companies to look deeper into. Also, there are as I said, the institutions in the academia in New Brunswick is extremely active in making sure that the courses are very practical and relevant to what the industry needs today. Tenure we already spoke about, very surprising. The kind of stability that we have in our employees in the province is extremely commendable. Financial funding. So we spoke about mentioned briefly during the previous slide. So we work with you to ensure that your first year of operations is extremely, it's as lean as possible, as cost optimized as possible. So we can combine the funding programs that we have from the federal government and from the the province of New Brunswick. We can kind of customize it and according to what your priorities are, and present you a solution, a very cost-effective solution that could affect your business positively. So subsidized office space, we spoke about that. There are crown lands also, which are government-owned lands in New Brunswick. And those are, we've seen some manufacturing companies setting up in New Brunswick, and sometimes those lands are being leased out at a very, very nominal cost. And sometimes, as per the scale of your operations, they also go out complementary to the manufacturing unit. Payroll rebate program. This is a cash incentive which the Government of New Brunswick directly pays out to the employers. This depends on the job creation, of course. So very, very nominal criteria, about 15 jobs in 3 years to be created in New Brunswick. There is a certain package which, as tech companies, it's not a challenge because the minimum wages, so this coincides with the minimum wage of a tech resource. And the percentage of payroll rebate is somewhere between 7 to 10% of your total payroll amount. And you don't have to wait for 3 years to get your payroll rebate. When there is an estimation that you give us, a forecast of about 15 jobs to be created in the province in 3 years, you are eligible for a payroll rebate right from your first hire. So from the first year, from the first employee that you hire, you are eligible for your payroll rebate. And in case you don't meet that criteria, the government doesn't come down on you heavily. There is no questions asked. It's all in good faith. Okay. This is one very, very important and relevant kind of program that the province of New Brunswick runs. Most of our employers, they avail this program specifically during the first phase of their operations. So there are these, the postgraduate, the students, so who are, who meets the employability criteria of the organization. So they would be placed in the organization. This is a little like a summer internship, but this also includes students who have, who are out of there, who've completed their curriculum, and it's been a year or so. So they are waiting to be placed. So it includes those, kind of resources as well, along with the final year students. So they are placed by New Brunswick. There is no, internship that the company or the employer has to pay. The salaries, the minimum wages are being paid by the Government of New Brunswick. Okay. This is one program which is being run by the Federal Government of Canada, MITAS. This is again very popular amongst the Indian entrepreneurs. So how this works is, so if you've all heard about a company called Intellect Designs. So they have recently launched a platform, a fintech platform in Canada. And they have kind of, made it according to they've developed the product according to the Canadian market. So their product is a made in Canada product right now. But the IP stays with Intellect. It is, it is always, the IPR is always the founders. However, by the means of this funding, they have, these companies develop the product in the Canadian market. They use the funds for research, and also at a later stage when the product is scalable and it is ready to be commercialized, there is also a portion of the funding which has been allocated for business development. not just domestic, but also international. So how this works is there has to be a match. So it's like a collab that happens. So with any of the innovation partners, for example, the University of New Brunswick's innovation campus houses the whole research ecosystem there. So they could be a research partner for these organizations. So the funding has to be routed through the University of New Brunswick. However, it will only be utilized for the work of the organization. But then a third academic partner needs to be roped into the whole system of MITAS. IRAP is another very, very popular and trending program, which is again a federal program. So generally, smaller innovation projects and ARPs, so these are included in it. And this is actually, this would support your, the government would support your manpower here, the human resources, by paying about 80% of the salaries of your full-time employees for 1 year. There are certain terms and conditions which needs to be taken into account while applying for these funding programs. And so you could see some numbers in there. So these are some numbers which kind of needs to be taken into account while you're applying for this. And this support, this funding support could be clubbed with other programs which are available in the province of New Brunswick. So these are provincial programs. So that kind of makes the support a little more meatier. And yeah, so we can go ahead and progress according to the priorities of the companies. So fundraising, as I said, New Brunswick is extremely conducive for the startup fraternity. So these are a few fundraising, success stories that you have. And I'm sure there are more, and it'll continue. So the government plays a very active role in making sure that, the companies, the startups are in front of those, funding agencies or the investors at the right time and at the right place. So not just within Canada, but also in other places of US and UK whenever there is an opportunity. So these are few companies, which are present in the province. Just a few. There are a lot more to it. Recently, we've had Quantify moving into the province. Sedin Technologies is again, in the likes of an SME, a startup to an SME who is based in Chennai. They're headquartered in Chennai, so they have moved into New Brunswick. And apart from that, the larger names that you can see. So let's also hear from the Indian companies a little bit as to how their experience has been.
I'm Greg Phillips. I work for Quantify, and I'm working out of our Fredericton, New Brunswick location. In terms of who is Quantify, we describe ourselves as an AI-first digital engineering company. What we do is we work with our clients and focus on solving what matters to them. And we typically start with a business problem and try to apply advanced AI, analytics, and data to help solve those problems. We are a global company, so headquartered in Marlborough, Massachusetts, with a few locations in the United States, as well as some large engineering centers in India, Mumbai, Bangalore, Trivandrum to be specific. So a lot of our clients prefer to have their resources located onshore. There's a growing demand for that. So what Quantify wanted to do was bolster that presence of onshore resources and looked at New Brunswick as a place to deliver to all of North America. If you're considering expanding into North America, you should definitely look at New Brunswick. It's a great place to do business. It's a great place to locate your staff. And organizations like Opportunities New Brunswick are there to support you the entire way. They connect us with partners in the region to allow us to grow our business and expand our operations. Your success is their success.
Hello everyone, my name is Jitin Magan. I work as an Associate Director with HCL Technologies, managing their center in Moncton, New Brunswick, Canada. HCL Technologies is a multinational company doing IT consulting work, business services work, or providing them support on the technology side. Few things which come to my mind right away as I think about advantages of doing business in New Brunswick. We are in a time zone through which we can support the West Coast, the East Coast and Europe in the same business day. We are getting a good supply of talent, and last but not the least is the support from Opportunities New Brunswick. Opportunities New Brunswick played an important role when we're trying to set up operations in Moncton, New Brunswick, but also have been a partner throughout the journey. Whenever I need any kind of a support, I reach out to my representative in Opportunities New Brunswick, and in the process from when you start thinking of setting up in the province and throughout your journey, and they are always there by you, and they always are looking to ensure that you are successful. What else can you ask for?
So that's my team in India. Sushil Rana is the country head. He's based at the High Commission of Canada in New Delhi. And I work at the Consulate of Canada in Bangalore, so very close to you, your neighbors, always accessible. So do make a note of our coordinates, and please reach out to us in case you have any questions. I'm here for the rest of the day until evening, and then I fly back. So join us. Thank you. So I think I finished a little early, so there is some time for Q&A. So I would love to hear from you.
Hi, this is Abdurrahman. There are some, can you hear me? Yeah. So there are some diplomatic issues happening now. Is there any impact due to that?
Hello? Am I audible? Is this working?
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, good question. Diplomatic issues. So you see, you have an answer on your question itself. Those are diplomatic issues. Trade is a parallel universe. It really does not, have an impact deeply, because we have Canada and India has historically always been friends. This is probably the first time in the history of Canada-India relationship that we have seen some unprecedented times. So we are not trying to put this, under the carpet. There definitely was some bit of, issue and which was happening, doing rounds since last a year and a half almost. So, however, we have seen that and experienced that trade has not been, trade is it's a different universe, it's a parallel universe altogether. It might be impacted in the initial stages on the surface with, diplomatic issues. However, it goes on, life goes on. So, in fact, when our High Commissioner, Mr. Sanjay Verma, he did a press conference where he mentioned that, the trade relations between India and Canada should not be affected, it should be business as usual. And so here I am sitting in front of you, I am a trade commissioner, and we are very much engaging with all of you with different, and this is a Government of India platform. So you see, this itself is, an example where trade life goes on in the trade universe. So similarly, the Indian government is also, Trade and Commerce Ministry is also doing a lot of activities in Canada in terms of trade. We have all the larger companies from India who are present in Canada. You name them and they're there. Like all the larger ones. You've seen a couple of them in the slide today. So none of them have shut operations or impacted their revenues by any chance. We have about 50 billion USD of Canadian pension fund investments into India. We have Canadian property managers here. You see the Bangalore airport is a Fairfax investment, about 80%, I believe. So that relationship is also not impacted. So things are getting back to normal, and I'm sure, we will see better times soon. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi,
Hi.
My name is Rasmin.
Hi, Hasman.
Um,
Debolina.
So I have a startup in Canada. We have registered it about 3 years ago. And what we are doing is that we are called the Loop Parking. We provide parking solutions.
Parking solutions, it's like a park assist kind of a.
Like someone can actually book the parking spot.
Okay.
Okay. And right now we have got some fundings, and we have also implemented in certain areas. We are actually collaborating with the local government in each township, and we have got some camera solutions also. So what I was asking is that if we expand it to the New Brunswick, I wasn't able to hear the complete speech that you were giving. So, if we expand it into New Brunswick, would there be some kind of funding support like?
This is a very specific question, so I would love to have a discussion with you offline once the panel is over.
Sure.
Right, so let's connect. I'm here for the rest of the day.
Okay.
And let's connect
Okay.
and talk on
Thank you.
this.
Okay.
Thanks. Any more questions?
Hi, Debolina. Good morning.
Hi. Morning.
We have tied up with multiple institutions in India,
Okay.
and if any institutions interested in your scholarship, so what are the criteria for the students to get in touch? What are the criteria for students or institutions to get the summer internship? Summer internship. Internship. In Canada.
So this is, the criterias are being, there is an institution which is called PETL, P-E-T-L, which operates in New Brunswick. So they are the ones who look after these post-secondary internship programs, and there are certain institutions in India with whom we have partnerships, like Manipal is one. There are some IITs, Triple IT, Vishnu University in Hyderabad. So these criterias can be, so I would need to connect you with the right department who in PETL, and they can kind of take this forward with you. So again, a very specific question, but yeah, very interesting. We certainly should have a discussion on this.
One more question.
Am I taking away your time? Are you about to start? Let me know. Do that, please. Yes.
Yeah, one more question.
Yes, sure.
We are running a startup company. As I told you, it's a transport performance management system company.
Yes.
So for me, we need a minimum to 100, minimum 100 and maximum whatever the numbers of vehicles we require. So what kind of opportunities Canada can give for us, especially with New Brunswick?
See, first of all, when I saw your business card and I heard the kind of work that you do, then the first statement was, I said, wow, that's great. There's a reason why I made that statement, but then I had very little time. I had to hop onto the stage for the session. So New Brunswick is the logistics hub of Atlantic Canada. So being a maritime province, the ports, the road transport, the railway, so it's like the right place to be if you are a player in the logistic industries. We do have certain, tech companies from India who are providing some blockchain solutions for transportation, for public transport as well. There's someone from the Kerala Startup Mission with whom we are having a conversation. So just the right province. And like I said, let's connect and see how you figure out. So the opportunities are huge in New Brunswick, alone in New Brunswick, but also in Atlantic Canada as well as a whole. So logistics industry is just the right player to be in the province. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm Shahin.
Hi, Shahin.
I just wanted to know, is there any opportunities for startups from life sciences in New Brunswick?
Startups for?
life science startups.
Yes, of course. You know, so life sciences is one of the priority and legacy sector for New Brunswick. So it's not just the funding support that we have. So research funds are something which the federal government of Canada huge. I mean, they have a huge budget allocated for this year. They have a life sciences and a medtech policy which they've written. So the focus is literally on this particular sector. We are participating in the Bio Boston that is happening just recently, I guess. So it's all very positive in terms of the life sciences sector. In New Brunswick, there is a health and technology district, which is like the largest ecosystem of health startups in the whole Atlantic Canada. So that can be navigated for, that can be explored for health tech startups and life sciences startups, because you would have the entire ecosystem present under one roof. So
We'll connect off stage.
sure. Thank you. Any more questions? No, I think let's wrap up then. Thank you everyone for joining today. It was really a pleasure to be here. The energy is infectious, and I look forward to catch up with all of you in due course of time individually and respond to your queries. So let's connect offline. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your insightful session. Your expertise and guidance have been truly inspiring and valuable. I now invite Mr. Ramiz Ali, the CEO and founder of ma'am, may you kindly, founder of Interwell, to present a token of appreciation on behalf of Kerala Startup Mission.
Thank you, and thanks to Kerala IT and KSUM for this wonderful, event. This is one of a kind where I have attended. For Canadians, we really have, I think, this many people in the whole province that we have in the event today. So it could be a little overwhelming, but then the energy is, like I said, extremely infectious, and we look forward to be present in the future, huddles, and in a larger capacity, of course. So thank you. Thanks again. Prajit and Vishnu and Bhamini and everyone. Thanks.